Hey everybody, it's Dan with Pain For You. Guess what? It is in the 20s this morning. And it was funny, I was on a coaching call yesterday and somebody was kind of laughing and saying, I can't wait to see you out in the snow. Because I shoot outside and that's my goal. I really started doing these in March, so it was still cold, but I didn't really have to deal with any severe weather. So my commitment to you guys is going to be like the post office man, the postman. Through rain, snow, sleet, or hail, I'm going to keep shooting these videos. So, with the exception of days when the camera will get ruined. But anyway, today I want to talk about limiting beliefs. And it also kind of ties into the subconscious and our programming. And I've been really searching and researching ways to really change that programming. And how do we change these limiting beliefs? And, you know, I've come up with a practice that has worked with me for a couple of different things. And I think it can work for you. So I'm going to share that with you. And I don't have a full name for this practice yet. I'll name it by the time it gets in the book. But it's about limiting beliefs and how we can change those things. And first, let's define what a limiting belief is. It is a belief that holds you back, that keeps you stuck, that gives you a reason or an excuse not to do something, right? A limiting belief may be something like, and let's not talk about TMS or pain or chronic symptoms right now, but a limiting belief might be, I can't lose weight. I've tried, it doesn't work for me. Right? Or I don't have the discipline, or I hate working out, or whatever it may be that is holding you back. Well, first of all, I just want to show you guys. I don't know if you can tell, the lighting's weird, but the sun is just rising over there. It's not even 7 in the morning here. That's why it's so darn cold. Anyway, limiting beliefs. The limiting belief is it's too cold to shoot outside. Heck no, I'm coming out here. So limiting beliefs, what is holding you back? The first thing I will ask you to do is to get out a pen and paper and write a list. On the far left-hand side of the page, what are my limiting beliefs? Can't lose weight. I procrastinate. That is one of mine that I've had for a long time. Whatever it may be. I can't start a business. I can't get a job because I hurt too much. I can't go to my mother's house because I don't want to hurt there. I can't get rid of this pain. Whatever the limiting beliefs are that you may have. So that's on the left-hand side of the page. You can do it on a sheet of paper this way. So top left, limiting belief. Now here's where it gets interesting. The next thing we want to do is right next to that limiting belief, in the second column, we want to write down who gave us that limiting belief. Where did we get the limiting belief? Did we get it from a parent, from a sibling, from the media? The media saying losing weight is hard. Most people who lose weight put it right back on again. Like, where did we get the limiting belief? The limiting belief that I can't end this pain. Where did you get that from? Did you get it from reading other people's stories and seeing other people struggle online? Did you get it from your own experience? And so if it happened to me before, then it's absolutely going to happen again. But inevitably, we often get these limiting beliefs from other people, which essentially means most of our limiting beliefs are not even our own, but we've chosen to adopt them. We've decided to take them in and accept them as truth and reality, when in fact they're not. So my experience with the limiting belief is procrastination. It is something that I have, struggled with my entire life. And that limiting belief was given to me from an elementary school teacher who on my report card said, Danny has a lot of potential, but he doesn't apply himself. And my parents made a big deal out of that. That was a big deal. You should be getting better grades. How come you put off your homework? And look, I'm 54 years old. I haven't been in elementary school for 40-something years. But yet, that belief that I'm a procrastinator still lingers. Excuse me, had to readjust the camera. So, the next step of this process, so first we've got limiting belief in the corner. Next is, where did I get that? Where did I learn that? Who taught that to me? The third column is going to be, what is my new decision regarding that limiting belief? Well, the new decision is, I take action quickly and easily, right? Generally, the new decision I'm going to recommend is going to be polar opposite to the limiting belief, all right? And beliefs are nothing more than decisions that we've made in the past. Now, we may have made these decisions based on past experience, based on somebody else's suggestion, a doctor telling you that your body is messed up, and so the limiting belief is that I'm broken, that I've got herniated discs, bulging discs, spinal stenosis, sciatica, I've got a neurological problem, whatever it may be. So those can be limiting beliefs too, that I'm broken, that I'm screwed. You know, a doctor can tell you, you're going to have pain for the rest of your life. And if we adopt that limiting belief as truth, it becomes ours, right? And so the third column here is, what is the new decision? You know, in the case that I just described, I'm not broken. It's a normal abnormality. I'm a normal person who has, you know, normal signs of aging. That can be the new belief, right? The new decision. And again, if we just look at beliefs as decisions that we've made in the past, that we've kind of stuck to, right? A decision that losing weight is hard, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to succeed, so why try? Let me sit here and eat some ice cream. That's a limiting belief made based on a decision. The decision forms that belief. And look, sometimes our past history is what forms those decisions and beliefs. But here's the thing. The decision you made previously that created that limited belief was made based on you not having the information you have now. So, as it relates to your body and your symptoms or your pains, the belief that you're broken was based on you making that decision before you knew about TMS, or before you truly understood it, or before you realized your innate potential to get rid of it. So, limiting beliefs, left column. Next column, where did I get that from? Who gave me that limiting belief? Right? And just realize it. In most cases, you're going to find that these limiting beliefs aren't even ours. We just accepted them as truth, when in fact they're not. Third column, what is the new decision you're going to make, right? Because essentially, this new decision will form that new belief, which is, I'm not broken. I can get better. Emotions are safe. How about that one? Emotions are not so scary or dangerous. That's a good one. And then the last column I will suggest is utilizing something else I've been teaching, which is something I learned from my buddy Noah St. John, called an affirmation. So take that new decision or that new belief and phrase it as an affirmation or an empowering question. So look, example, limiting belief, procrastination. I'm a procrastinator, or I procrastinate, you know. I'm actually labeling myself as that. That's my identity now. The belief came from my elementary school teacher, and I accepted it. And it came from my parents. And then I kind of reinforced it throughout my life as I sat down to do a project in high school, and I just never got to it. I procrastinated, did it at the last minute. That just reinforced this belief based on a decision to accept this, I'll call it a diagnosis from my elementary school teacher. And, you know, that's where I got it from. The new decision is I take action quickly and easily, right? And this is still something I challenge myself with. So I'm going to be using this process to challenge this limiting belief of procrastination through my efforts moving forward. And the last column, like I said, is form your new decision as a question. Why is it so easy for me to take action and get things done quickly? Now here's the catch. This is just laying the groundwork. So I will encourage you very strongly to do this exercise. Get out a piece of paper, hold it horizontally, and create these 4 columns. Limiting belief on the left. Next column, where did I learn that? Who gave that to me? What is my new decision? And now phrase that new decision as an affirmation or a question. Right, that's the homework. Now, I had to drop that paper because my hands are freezing. It is literally 20-something degrees out here. So here's the task, and here's where the payoff is. This process literally works with brain science to rewire your brain, right? We have these default subconscious programs that just kind of show up for us, and we look at a task list and go, I don't feel like doing that. Let me make some coffee. All right, I got my coffee. I don't want to start the work yet, so let me read a book, which in and of itself is a great thing, but it's putting off the thing you know you need to do. So, you know, I find all sorts of things to do except for the big important thing that I need to do, right? And for me, you guys know my story, I am writing this book. And sitting down to write is something I have been procrastinating. So, here's what I suggest we do on a daily basis. Here's where awareness totally comes in. And I talk about this a lot. Awareness is the blanket that wraps over all of this. Without being self-aware of what you're doing, what you're thinking, getting better becomes really hard because we don't even know what we're thinking. We're not even paying attention. So being present, being aware. So as it relates to these limiting beliefs, become aware of when these limiting beliefs are being activated or triggered. And here's the cool part. When you notice it, go through that step-by-step process. All right, I'm procrastinating. Where did I get that from? Okay, I got that from my elementary school teacher and my parents. And then I accepted that as my identity. Right? So those first 2 steps of this daily awareness practice literally removes you from that limiting belief. You step out of that. Because what you're doing is saying, oh, I'm noticing that I'm doing that, and that doesn't belong to me. It's kind of like, that's not mine. I didn't give that to myself. I got that from somebody else. And that removes you from the limiting belief. And then now, in this daily awareness practice, you're going to say, okay, I'm doing the procrastination thing, and that's not even mine. It was given to me. And so now the new decision is, why is it so easy for me to take quick and effective action, right? And formed as a question. And by being continually aware of what we're doing and applying this really 3-step process. Oh, I'm doing that limiting belief again. Where did I get that from? Right? That removes it from us. And then we step into the new empowering belief or decision, and through doing this continually, we are literally changing and rewiring our subconscious brain to say, I'm no longer that limiting belief. You know, if the limiting belief was, I can't lose weight, so why even try? I got that from the media, I got that from my overweight friends, my overweight parents, I got that from some of my own experience, but really we didn't get it from ourselves. We heard it from other people, and then we just kind of proved it to ourselves throughout the previous time in our life. And then the new decision is losing weight is possible and not that difficult. And the new decision or empowering question is going to be, you know, why is it so easy for me to control what I put in my pie hole? Right? And so through awareness of when you are falling into these limiting beliefs and acting accordingly, pulling yourself out of the limiting belief by saying, that's not even mine. Somebody else gave that to me, and through no fault of my own, I accepted that. Unwittingly, I just accepted that as truth. But now by applying the new decision and doing it in the form of an affirmation. Now remember, affirmations, if you haven't seen it, look for a video called Better Than Affirmations, right? Phrasing things in a question is a great, really powerful way of putting your brain to work for you in the way that the brain typically works. The brain works by answering questions. So by saying, my new decision is that it's easy to lose weight, your brain's going to go, bullshit. Okay, so why is it so easy for me to lose weight and control the things I eat? Why is it so easy for me to exercise, right? Those are empowering questions that you're posing to your brain. You're saying, brain, you're instructed, go answer that question. So all day long, your brain's going to look for reasons and evidence why it's actually easy to control what you put in your mouth, and why it's easy to get out and exercise a little bit. Sorry, morning voice. So you get the concept here. And, you know, a lot of people don't even realize what their limiting beliefs are. So look, spend some time. Write this stuff down, because when you see it on paper and you list out, where did I learn that from, or where did I get that from? All of a sudden you realize that you're operating on software programs in the subconscious that aren't even yours. They were given to you by other people, or by the media, or by your doctor, or whomever. So go through this process. Limiting beliefs, left column. Next, who gave that to me? Where did I learn that? Third column, what's the new decision? And then fourth column, rephrase that new decision in an empowering question, so that as you notice yourself doing this, you can step out of it by saying, that's not even mine. I didn't give that to myself. Decide what go back to the new decision, and then phrase it as an empowering question and put your brain to work on it. And this, in my opinion, is how we can change not only our limiting beliefs, but the wiring in our brain, the neuroplasticity. And it all really begins with awareness, this blanket overlaying the entire process. So, don't just comment that, hey, that sounds really cool. Literally do it. And I don't need to see the words, but I would love for you guys, and I will challenge you guys, to take a picture of your matrix, of your limiting beliefs, and post it as a comment. Show me that you're actually doing this stuff. And then start to become aware of when this limiting belief kind of shows up in your life and grabs you. Next time you go to the refrigerator and pull out some ice cream and sit down and say, losing weight's hard, so I'm not going to bother with it. You know what I mean? And then next time you're in the supermarket and you go, losing weight's hard and I like sugar, so I'm going to buy some ice cream or cookies or some cakes or whatever, right? These limiting beliefs show up everywhere. And by challenging ourselves to step outside of it and say, this isn't even my belief. Somebody else gave it to me. It's a gift that I didn't want, but I took it anyway. Changing that decision and then phrasing it as an empowering question. You're going to find yourself very quickly able to spot these limiting beliefs in action, being triggered all day long throughout whatever we're doing. And we're going to literally learn how to rewire our brain. And I will challenge you to make sure that the limiting beliefs you do on this are not about diet and procrastination and exercise, but also about your symptoms. Why do I know that my body is already healthy and there's nothing to heal? Why do I know that getting better from this TMS, this mind-body syndrome stuff, is not as difficult as I thought? Why is it so easy to believe that emotions are safe, right? The limiting belief would be, emotions are scary and they suck and I hate them. Okay, well, where did I get that? Well, we were probably taught that by perhaps our parents or our siblings. Like we were crying, don't cry, don't ever let them see you cry. Don't be a big baby. What's wrong with you? Are you a wimp? Right? Or angry. Don't be angry because, mom was crazy, and when she was angry, she was crazy, and I don't ever want to be like my mom. So the limiting belief is anger is bad. Anger is not allowed ever, right? Or perhaps anger is not allowed because you're a religious person and you learn that in church or in your temple or wherever, that anger just doesn't belong. We're supposed to be peaceful and loving, despite the fact that somebody's a real jerk and, is making you angry, right? Or I can't choose my response to things. That's a good one, because I'm constantly talking about choice and how important it is to choose your response to the symptoms or the pain. So a limiting belief might be, I can't control my response to pain. Well, where did you get that from? Yeah, maybe your past experience, maybe before you realized that it is actually possible, and you didn't have the knowledge that you've gained already through myself and the other TMS experts and through your study of life. You know, the decision you made, this limiting belief, was made before you had the right information. So now you've got a new one. What's the new belief? I can control my reaction to symptoms. And when my body is really screaming at me, I can choose to breathe through it, to smile through it and say, I'm just uncomfortable, I'm safe. It's okay. Body, I understand. Brain, I understand you're trying to protect me. But these emotions are not scary, they're not dangerous. And why is it so easy to know that these emotions are safe for me to feel and will actually help me feel better emotionally just by going through that? Right? So, I will encourage you to try this limiting belief rewiring practice. And let me know what you think. And for anybody who's doing it, you know, good for you. Good for you, because this is how we make changes. We actually take action. Don't go, yeah, that sounds cool, I'll do that tomorrow. No. You know, if you've got 5 minutes, sit down and at least write out the big ones. And look, it's going to be hard. You may find that your limiting beliefs are pages and pages long. It may be challenging to be aware of when every one of these is being triggered. So look, when you're done doing this, circle the top 3 biggest ones that seem to be holding you back the most, and just become aware of when that is happening or showing up, and go through this process. So let me know what you think about this. It is truly the way to change your brain, rewire these limiting beliefs into new decisions that you can move forward in your life. And just imagine if you can take the 3 biggest limiting beliefs that you've got, and over a period of a week or 2 of awareness and sticking to this process and reaffirming this new limiting belief through these empowering questions, literally rewire your brain so that is no longer who you are. You're becoming a new person. So please, let me know what you think of this. Show me your matrix that you've written out with your beliefs. Take a picture of it. Post it in the comments. Would love to see a whole bunch of these coming up. You don't have to get so close that everybody can read your words unless you're willing or want to share that. But even take a picture of yourself holding it up. Show me that you're taking action here, guys. And love you. I know this can help you. And it's already helping me since I've kind of figured this out and mapped it out with writing and getting this book done. So, love you guys. Get this done. Take a picture of it. Put it in the comments. And I will talk to you in the next video. Thanks.